Who were you before you incarnated here, and why are you here now? If you're here, you're meant to hear this message. My name is Mary Moses, and I am an oracle. I often go live on TikTok with an art technique I call the looking glass. It is an ancient art form known as scrying. And in this process, we cover a piece of paper with charcoal, and my subconscious mind, higher self, spirit guides show us truths through symbology. You have the truth within you as well. So if you feel like this does not resonate with you, just meditate on it and find out whether this feels correct for you or not. According to the art, you are inside a pyramid, and inside this pyramid looks like an all-seeing eye or a fish. You have this star system Cygnus on your third eye. There is a being that looks like a shining one above you, whose face looks like a balloon, holding you inside what looks like a simulation. You have a wand in your hand, and you cut a spirit in half, causing blood at your feet. There are two aliens at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock who are prison guards, and the scorpion at 11 o'clock with the Holy Grail reflects the jinn. You were a blue avian at 2 o'clock, and the blue avian is being bitten by a snake. A snake reflects a portal. So your consciousness went into a portal and went down into gravity, which is kind of like Azkaban, a prison planet bound by gravity. You're standing on a piece of paper. This means that you defied orders, a divine order of God. And you were sentenced to 2 lifetimes here. You've already lived 1 lifetime. The second lifetime is the lifetime that you are in now. So this is your last life here. The blue avians are connected to flying beings, people who have the ability to fly and are telepathic. They are a collective consciousness, and they obey a divine order of God. And this divine order of God is perfect. It's called the infallible hands of God. But when we defy that divine order of God, we are not following the dog. So the star system Cygnus is where you're from, and Cygnus is connected to helium. They say there's a large amount of helium on Cygnus, and that Cygnus resembles an inflated balloon. So what we have to understand about helium is that spiritualists and scientists say that our soul, which is consciousness, is made of helium. And so we are helium in our consciousness that can fly and float. And the enemy of helium is gravity. And so we were sent into these human bodies. Our consciousness was trapped and sent into a simulated body bound by gravity. And we were stripped of telepathy, stripped of astral travel, stripped of time travel, because we disobeyed a divine order of God. And we have to be careful, because there is a chance that there are companies out there that use helium for accelerators, quantum computing, and even nuclear reactors. So following the divine order of God is following God, spelled backwards. It's a dog, and this dog will pull back the curtain of all that is false. And the false self is the self that wants to control everyone, like the great and mighty Wizard of Oz, who was really full of hot air balloon, which is helium. Once we realize that we are helium and are a collective consciousness, like a horse of many colors, we can go home and we go up, because helium is also made up of the sun. We are stardust. And if we begin to follow this divine order of God through the testings that we will be given here in this simulated reality, we will be granted access to going back home. But some people who are who murder and are selfish and are self-important, it's as if there's a chance that they can be taken by these organizations that use helium, which is our soul, for nuclear reactors and even accelerators. All of us here currently on this realm have done something and are in a simulation or a prison planet. The reason the aliens do not speak to us is because they are our prison guards. We misused our power and we went outside of divine order of God. So walking that yellow brick road to the golden age of Aquarius and to obtain our golden crown is a metaphor or an allegory for growing our soul taller than the munchkins. Munchkin begins with MU, which is murder, or Harry Potter, muggles, MU, murderers. And we murdered. We did something. We hurt someone. We went outside of divine order. And when we do this, we have to go into a simulation of being tested and tried. And our spirit and our understanding has to go back into balance of understanding that the infallible hands of God is always perfect and we must obey it and follow it. Otherwise, we are cast into being separated from the collective and even possibly being harvested for our soul, which is helium. And helium is used for technology that is also against divine order of God, which is nuclear reactors, accelerators, and things like that. And there is a mass shortage of helium. So there's something about this. If this reading makes you feel bad, don't worry. I am here because I disobeyed and did not do what I was told either. We all have. And in order to go back to our home, we have to prove that we can hear the voice of God and follow it and obey it, even if it means risking our own life. I encourage you to read the story of Mithra. Mithra was the original Christ before Christianity, and he was born of a virgin, died and resurrected, and he cut a bull in half. And so cutting an animal in half is a symbol of murder and cutting a soul. A Horcrux is created by cutting a soul in half. It's a form of witchcraft which people utilize to try to live forever. It's like the story of Osiris, whose soul was cut 14 times. 14 is the number of the Holy Spirit. And there are two prisons, one prison of 7 and another prison of 7. 7 continents, 7 seas, 7 days in a week, 7 colors to the rainbow, 7 musical notes, 7 spirits of God, 7 wounds of Christ, and 7 chakras, 7 seals, 7 scrolls, 7 deadly sins, and 7 wonders of the world. We are on a prison known as 7. To escape it, you have to become a number 8, and this number 8 is connected to your soul, and your soul is helium. Helium always wants to go up toward source, and in order to go up, we have to be released from this prison planet. If you would like to know who you are and why you're here, you can send a donation to my Cash App, and I will do a reading specifically on why you are here.